Okay. I'll start just by reading the last Mishnah in Uktzim, and then I'll say a few words about my Zayda. The Mishnah starts. Omar Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, Oset HaKadosh Baruch. The Mishnah starts. Omar Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, Osid HaKadosh Baruch Hu lahanchil l'chol tzadik v'tzadik shalosh me'ez v'asara olamos shenema lahanchil oihavai yesh v'troseim amolei. Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi says, in the world to come, Hashem will give each righteous person, will make each righteous person inherit 310 worlds, for it is written. They can translate. Shenema lahanchil oihavai yesh, I will inherit to those who love me yesh. And I'll fill their storehouses. Now the Mefarshim ask, how do you see from here the 310? And they say that the gematria of yesh is 310, and this is referring to 310 worlds in Olam Haba, however that is to be understood, and that tzaddik in this world is zocher to these 310 worlds in Olam Haba, which the Rambam explains is not to be taken literally, because obviously we can't understand what Olam Haba is at all. It's not on the same level as this world, but it's for a human being to understand. You can take all the enjoyment in this world, you multiply it by 310 times, and that is something that the human being can understand, although it doesn't relate exactly to what the pleasure of Olam Haba is. Rabbi Shimon ben Chalafta says we find no vessel that can contain bracha for Klal Yisrael more than peace. Shenema Hashem oiz lam yatein Hashem yibarach esam b'shalom. And this is and how the Mefarshim understand this is that a person can be blessed with health, with wealth, with wisdom, but if they don't have peace in their life, if they don't have peace at home, if they don't have peace in the community, if they don't have peace in the country, none of those blessings are meaningful, because they're always troubled by the constant conflict that is around them. When I was asked by my uncle to say the last to be Messiah, Shas mishnayos, and I would have to learn Nuktim, at first I was a little bit worried. And I should say a few words about my Zayda. I was first a bit worried. I didn't know exactly how to relate the specific Hilchos Tumah and Tara that relate to fruit to my grandfather. But as I got to the end and I read this Mishnah, not only was I relieved, but I realized that this Mishnah is actually very appropriate and can really relate to the way I saw my grandfather. The Tiferet Yisrael highlights in the wording of the Mishnah, it says Tzadik v'Tzadik. Atid HaKadosh Baruch Hu lahanchil l'chol Tzadik v'Tzadik. The Tiferet Yisrael says that there are two types of Tzadik that this is talking about. There's the Tzadik Gomer and the Tzadik who is not Gomer. There's the Tzadik who's a big Tzadik who keeps the entire Torah, and there's the Tzadik who tries. The Torah is important to him, and the Torah is part of his life, but sometimes he is nechshal. And both of these Tzadikim, both of them are deserving of this Olam Haba, of the 310 worlds in Olam Haba. When I read the Mishnah, I saw something else, and I would like to suggest that these two tzaddikim are not referring to a tzaddik gamor and a tzaddik lo gamor. There's two types of tzaddik, both of them on an equal footing. The first part of the Mishnah talks of a tzaddik, the person who is medakdek in every single mitzvah to the strict letter of the law. He keeps to himself to make sure that everything he's doing is in accordance with the Taryag mitzvot, with the Shulchan Aruch, with the Mishnah Berurah, with all the poskim. This is one type of tzaddik, an insular tzaddik. The tzaddik who is purely ohavai, an ohev Hashem. He is blessed with the highest level of Olam Haba. But there is another tzaddik. This is the tzaddik who takes the Torah he learns and he applies it to the world. This is the tzaddik referred to in the second part of the Mishnah. The tzaddik of shalom and shlemut, of peace and of wholeness, who feels charged by the Torah and mitzvot. This tzaddik is on a mission to bring shalom, peace and completeness to his home, to his family, to his community, and to the world. This tzaddik feels he's part of a mission. This tzaddik is not afraid to go out into the world and engage in an effort to make a difference for the good. This is a tzaddik who is a family man, a shining example to all those who love him and look up to him, who is an active member of his family, working on shalom bayit in his own home and by extension the homes of his children and grandchildren. A tzaddik who is engaged in the community at large to ensure it thrives and that those less fortunate have shalom too. This is the tzaddik who is the outward-facing tzaddik, the tzaddik of shalom. Our Zayda was this tzaddik of shalom, a deeply religious man, but a man who never stopped on his mission to bring shalom to his family and to the community. A devout community man, and to us an even more devout husband, father, grandfather, and great-grandfather, spending every spare moment with us, completely engaged and interested in our everyday lives. He'd always speak to me about being a normal Jew, to know that we are charged with the particular, but just as important, we are also part of a bigger picture, and that we should use our talents and strengths as a positive force for change, a champion of shalom, of peace and completeness in all aspects of life. A year has now passed, and I have encountered so many situations and questions that in the past I would have discussed at length with my Zayda. Now all we have are the memories and the direction he set us off in, and I always start my answer to these questions by thinking, how would my Zayda, a man who struck the perfect balance, how would he have thought this through? How would he have acted? Zayda, on your Yahrzeit, 1 year on, we miss you as ever. Us, your children and grandchildren, all strive to continue on your path, challenging the status quo, trying to strike this balance, bringing peace to our homes, to our families, to our friends, to the community, and to the world around us. May your neshama have an aliyah. Hadron Akshish Sidri Mishnah Hadrochalon. Da'atachalon Shish Sidri Mishnah Da'atachalon. Lonis Nasim and Akshish Sidri Mishnah, Lonis Nashim Minon, Loibama Hadain, Loibama Dasi. However, I deny Elhinu as Divrei Torah Sach Befinu, Befia Samcha Beis Yisrael, Venia, Klono Anachnu V'Tetzenu, V'Tetzei Amcha Beis Yisrael, Klono Yodeh Shemech V'Loim De Torah Sach Lishma. Ma'avaytechak Meini, Mitzvaysecha, Kilolam Hili, Libi Tomim, B'Chukecha, Laman Lo Yebosh. Loilam lo yeshkach b'kadecha ki bom chiyisonu baruch atah Adonai lamdeni chokecha amen 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 tzelavet. Moed v'nach melach Adonai leheni b'lei avosenu shesamta chalkeinu b'yoshvei beis hamedrash v'loim yoshvei koronus shani mashkim v'hem mashkim anu mashkim l'divrei Torah v'hem mashkim l'devarim b'telim anu amelim v'hem amelim anu amelim v'kablim tzcha v'hem amelim v'enum v'kablim tzcha anu rotzim v'hem rotzim anu rotzim l'chayim haba v'hem rotzim l'gbe'er shachas shenema v'ata lehim teridim l'gbe'er shachas Anshe domim emirma lo yechti yemehem ani eftach bach. Yerotam lefanecha Adonai lahai kishem azartani lesayim shisha sidrei mishnah kakta azrein lahatchel sedorim v'svarim acherim lesaymom. Lilmo de lelamed lishma b'lasis lekayim es kol devei talmud Torah secha ba'ava. V'zchiz kol atanoim v'talmidei chachamim haniskarim v'shishes sidrei hamishnah Tamad li lazari shaloi tamash chatar mepi zari v'zer zari adolam yikam bi besalecha tanchei ischa b'shachvacha tishma alecha v'hakitzois sahi tesichecha ki v'yir b'yamecha yosifu lach shnois Chaim archemim b'yamina v'smol ha'ishev ha'kavod Adonai oiz la'amen yeten Adonai yvarech zama b'shalom.
Siyum. Machuse Yikoro, Yatzma, V'kunei V'korei Meshichai, Chai Choim, Yemechoim, Chai Chobei Yisrael, V'lo Izman Kori, V'moa Mei, V'la 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 Avi, Shavavi, Koavi, Shumami, Sasevi, Sadovi, Salevi, Salo, Shmedi, Kichab, Elam, Gol, Sod, 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 Amiram, Amav, Rame, Israel, Varabonom, Valtamedem, Valtamedem, Valcomandos, Kimaraisativ, Sor Kadisha, Lemdi, Kolasava, Eloheinu Lechoin Shlom Rab Ochinu B'Chista V'Rachmei V'Chayav Lichayu L'Nevlichayu V'Kol Mekadam V'Avon V'Shmael V'Arov V'Glu Amen Lei Shlom Rab V'Shmael V'Chaim Toivim V'Leinu V'Kol Yisrael V'Muvei V'Tzei Sholem V'Mimov V'Yaz Sholem V'Leinu V'Kol Yisrael Amen.